welcome to Eastfjords.
Most people never make it to this part of Iceland. And honestly, they are missing out. Raw, quiet, and absolutely breathtaking. Those are just a few words that I would use to describe the places we are exploring in today's video. I'll show you why this area took my breath away, what you can actually see here, and whether this quiet corner of Iceland actually deserves a spot in your itinerary. In this video I'll be heading deep into Eastfjords, but let me maybe show you on the map first. Alright, so this is my map of Iceland, and if we zoom in and we look at the Eastfjords, we'll first start exploring this area south of Eylstaðir, then we'll drive over to Seyðisfjörður, and from there we'll continue to remote Mjóifjörður. I begin my first day with a morning hike to Hengifoss, one of the tallest and most iconic waterfalls in East Iceland. The trail winds steadily uphill, and not far in you pass Litlanesfoss, a small cascade tucked inside a narrow gorge surrounded by dramatic basalt columns. It's a natural pause point and a hint of what's to come. As you climb higher, the landscape opens into a wide, quiet valley. And there at the end, Hengifoss rises above everything, tall and powerful. Most people stop at the platform here, but I had that feeling, that pull to keep going. The trail ends, and what comes next isn't really a trail at all. It is definitely not something that I would recommend unless you are confident on your feet and comfortable with a bit of exposure. But I kept pushing, and finally I made it to the base.
Honestly, I spent probably way too long by the waterfall. It's so worth it. It is not actually too far from where the trail is ending. It ends somewhere over there, then you just have to get over all these rocks. And then it just gets very slippery from this point on because of all the water spray, but man, it's so amazing to be standing right below the waterfall. There's so much power and yeah, amazing.
The whole hike normally takes about 1 to 1.5 hours round trip. With all the filming and my little off-trail adventure, it took me just over 2. Before heading to the next place, I made one last stop. A short hike to this small waterfall, hidden in a peaceful gorge.
So this basically proves once again what I've been saying in so many of my videos, that like you can have a very famous waterfall and then literally like 2-minute drive away you can have this beauty, and there is literally nobody there. I'm the only person here. And, I mean, check this out, this is just amazing. And I think that we should probably go down there, check this out, and probably do a little cold plunge. I think this is just perfect.
It was not big, but it was powerful. I actually came here for a cold plunge, the kind that snaps you awake and makes you feel like you've been dropped straight into the landscape. And again, with the temperatures climbing above 20 degrees, it just felt perfect. After that, I continued to drive through this place, Iceland's largest forest. And honestly, being surrounded by trees in Iceland feels strange, but in the best possible way. The soft light filtering through trees, the narrow winding roads. For a moment, it didn't even feel like I was in Iceland. Unfortunately, I didn't have much time to explore on foot, but there are plenty of trails here, and even a campsite if you want to slow down and stay a little longer. From there, I started a climb over the mountain pass to Seyðisfjörður, one of the most iconic roads in the east. The road winds steeply through the mountain and opens up a jaw-dropping views in every direction. It is the kind of a drive where you constantly want to pull over, especially as the road begins to drop into the fjord below. But just make sure to stop in the designated pull-offs here. The turns are tight, the drop-offs are steep, and this isn't really the place to take risks. On the way down, there are a couple of small waterfalls right by the road. They are easy to miss if you are not paying attention, but absolutely worth a quick stop, even just to step out of the car and take it in for a minute. At the bottom of the fjord lies the town of Seyðisfjörður. A place full of colorful houses, steep mountains in every direction, and that iconic rainbow street leading straight to the light blue church. It's easily one of the most photogenic towns in Iceland. I spent the night in the fjord and woke up to the first cruise ship pulling into town. Good timing. I packed up and hit the road, heading toward a place that wasn't even on my original plan. But I'm so glad I made the detour.
This place is amazing. There's also something about exploring the abandoned buildings that just feel so special. And the views here, insane.
The road hugs the south shore of the fjord, and it starts out smooth enough, just gravel and dust. But the deeper you go, the rougher it gets, narrower, bumpier, more remote with every bend.
Right, so I'm packing the bike and I'll be heading over there to the end of this peninsula. This is where the nature reserve is, and it's the place that I wanted to check out. I don't really need to drive there. There's also like one river crossing on the way, and so it's probably better to just take the bike, get some cardio in, and enjoy this beautiful sunny day. So the road is definitely rougher than what I expected. Definitely too rough for my poor gravel bike, and I still have a long way to go. So this is a nesting area for many birds, and as you can see, they definitely are not big fans of me being here.
Eventually, the road ends at Skálanes, a private nature reserve quietly hidden at the end of this wild stretch of coastline.
How amazing is this place, huh? So this is Skálanes, and right over there, this is where we came from. And this bird right here, this is Kría. You often find them by the coast where they nest, and they tend to attack people if they don't like where you are. So it's a good thing I have a helmet today, huh? Okay, I need to show you this sign. Check this out. Arctic tern colony. You might be attacked by hundreds of angry birds. Wear a hat or hold a stick or lupin flower above your head.
And let's just say the sign was right.
And I definitely don't want to be here. This is madness.
The Despite the chaos overhead and constant screeches from the turns, Skålanäs felt surprisingly peaceful. Alright, real quick, just to give you a little backstory and show you how my travels often go here. I decided to ditch my original plan of exploring the other side of the fjord. The reason for that is because I noticed there was this beautiful peak towering over the town and I thought to myself, there must be some amazing views from up there. I looked it up online and noticed that there was actually a trail leading to the top, and before I knew it, I was headed up there. The trail follows an old mountain road, climbing steadily from the ski area all the way to the summit. It's not the hardest hike, but it does take some effort. Especially if, like me, you take a wrong turn and add a few extra switchbacks. Holy shit. Wow. And I think that we actually want to get down there so we get a full view of the fjord. Not exactly what I wanted after hiking all the way up, but let me tell you, absolutely worth it. Oh wow. I mean, the timing just couldn't have been better. Like, with the cruise ship just leaving, the light is nice as well. It's still not raining. It's a good thing. One thing that I was really worried about is that the top would just disappear in clouds, but it worked out just perfectly. It was the afternoon of the next day, and I was back on the road, heading toward one of the places I was most excited to see, Mjóifjörður. This fjord is actually only accessible during the summer months, which makes it even more special. And as soon as you start descending into it, the views just explode. This is easily one of the most beautiful drives I have ever done in Iceland. Take a look at this view. How amazing is that? And the road, just a completely epic drive. It's pretty steep and you can see all these winding turns, but it is manageable in two-wheel drive, I would say. You just have to be careful, drive slowly. On the way down, you'll pass this series of tiered waterfalls, pouring down the cliffside like a staircase of water. It's dramatic, peaceful, and easily one of the highlights of the entire trip. Alright, this is it. But I think that the best view at the waterfall is actually from the drone, so let me get the drone up in the air before we lose the light, and yeah, how epic is this?
This place is really stunning. Like, there are so many of these little canyons and all kinds of beautiful waterfalls.
A bit further, tucked deep into the fjord, I passed the rusted skeleton of a US Navy ship, wrecked here during World War II. A reminder of how much history is hidden in these remote corners. From there, the road hugs the edge of the coastline, all the way to the tiny settlement of Mjóifjörður. I ended the day at this little secret waterfall. The light was soft, the air perfectly still, and aside from one local family, I had the whole place to myself.
So this is again one of those places that like completely take your breath away. You have the fjord on this side, and then we have these hidden waterfalls over here. Perfect place for a cold plunge. Wow. This is perfect. I mean, it is cold as hell, but considering how warm it is outside, love it. Honestly, crazy how different Iceland is when the temperature actually goes above 20 degrees, which has been now for last few days. And it feels like a completely different country. Normally I wouldn't be able to just sit here, you know, all wet and enjoy the view and the waterfall for more than just a couple of seconds, because normally, like especially with the wind chill, it gets super cold like very fast. So yeah, really enjoying this moment.
The next morning I started early. I was up before 5 a.m. 5 hours of driving ahead, and I had to be home by 2 p.m. But there was one last adventure I couldn't skip. A 30-kilometer round trip through some of the wildest scenery of the whole trip. The road is carved straight into the mountainside. On one side, towering cliffs, on the other, endless ocean views. No traffic, no noise, just sunshine, silence, and the sound of gravel under my tires.
Okay, this is probably one of the most spectacular coastal roads that I have biked here in Iceland. It's a perfect gravel. The views are absolutely stunning.
With weather this good, it felt like paradise. What a perfect way to end the trip.
Yeah, and this is actually one of the oldest lighthouses in the entire Iceland. It was built in, there was a year somewhere here, 1895. This is definitely one of the coolest places that I have visited. There's a newer lighthouse that was built later, and right over there, this is where we came from, and this is the farm, and it seems like they provide some sort of accommodation there as well. If so, this is definitely one of the coolest places that you can stay. And this right there, this is Seyðisfjörður. This is the place where I was yesterday. And this is where the cruise ships usually arrive.
The Eastfjords, man, what a place, and I've said it in some of my other videos and I'll keep saying it. You don't need to drive the entire ring road to have an unforgettable trip in Iceland. Think about it, I only explored a small corner of the east on this trip, and even then I barely scratched the surface. There are hidden valleys, remote roads and untold stories everywhere out here. Which means only one thing, I'll be back, more than once. I really hope that this video inspired you to slow down, go over the map a little, and maybe even fall in love with a corner of Iceland you didn't know existed.